This is a part of a power plant engineering, choice of a steam cycle and a main equipment. What are the content? Introduction, thermodynamic cycle of steam flow, Rankine cycle, ideal, actual and reheat, layout of steam power plant, major component and their functions, excitation system, governing system, advantage and disadvantage. What is the introduction steam power plant? You know very well about the study in the thermal engineering in the gas dynamics. Steam power is used to rotate the prime mover of the electric generator, and it is known as a steam power plant. In this process, heat energy is converted into the mechanical energy and then to the electrical energy through the turbine generator system. Heat energy may be obtained by the proper combustion of the commercial fuels such as the coal, gas, oil. The steam power plant are also called the thermal power plant. Prime movers of the steam plant may be operated either in the non-condensing or the condensing mode. In a non-condensing operation, steam is exhausted from the prime mover and discharged to the atmospheric pressure or greater than that. Whereas in a condensing steam, the condensing type of the steam power plant is exhausted into a condenser into which pressure is less and the steam is converted into the water. Basically, there are the two types of the turbines. There are the non-condensing of the steam turbine and the condensing type of steam turbine. If the steam is condensing and the exhausted into the atmosphere after the condensation, that is the non condensing, or if the condensing use again and again, that is called a condensing, and the non-condensing where the exhausted from the prime mover and discharged to the atmosphere pressure, that is called a non-condensing operation. Thermodynamic cycle of the steam flow. From the law of thermodynamics, when the heat is transferred to the water, its enthalpy and the physical state changes. As a heating take place, its temperature rise and the density decreases. The vapor formed in this process is called the steam, which is gaseous state, but does not entirely follow the law of perfect gas. जैसा कि हम मानते हैं आइडियल केस में स्टीम को एज अ गैस लॉ की तरह फॉलो करती है, लेकिन एक्चुअल केस में जो वेपर फॉर्म होती है उसमें मॉइस्चर पार्टिकल शामिल होने से वो लॉ ऑफ परफेक्ट गैस को फॉलो नहीं कर पाती है. द कार्नोट साइकिल कैन नॉट बी अप्लाइड टू ए स्टीम टर्बाइन एज अ कंप्रेशन फेज डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. कार्नोट साइकिल को कभी भी स्टीम टर्बाइन में कंप्रेशन फेज में नहीं बताते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ पे कंप्रेशन की प्रोसेस को अचीव करना मुश्किल है. एंड द स्टीम पावर प्लांट जो है वर्क ऑन द दैट्स वाई ऑन द रैंकाइन साइकिल. What is the Rankine cycle? The impracticalities associated with the Carnot cycle, already discussed in the thermal engineering gas dynamics subject, can be eliminated by the superheating the steam in the boiler. जितनी भी डिफिकल्टीज आ रही थी कार्नोट साइकिल में, उन डिफिकल्टीज को ओवरकम करने के लिए हमने रैंकाइन साइकिल को सेलेक्ट किया और कंडेंसिंग इट कम्प्लीटली इन द कंडेंसर, जो कि कंडेंसर में प्रॉपर तरीके से कंडेंस होती है स्टीम आफ्टर द एक्सपांशन. This cycle result as the Rankine cycle, which is the ideal cycle for the vapor power plant. तो Rankine cycle को एक आइडियल साइकिल के रूप में देखा जाता है या माना जाता है, जो कि वेपर पावर प्लांट या स्टीम पावर प्लांट में इस्तेमाल होती है. The Rankine cycle consists of the four process. 1 to 2 isentropic compression in the pump. ये आपको डायग्राम में मिलेगा. ये जो आप देख रहे हैं 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression in the pump. 2 to 3 is the heating in the boiler. 3 to 4 is the expansion in the turbine. 4 to 1 is the exhausting process or the condensing process, where steam will be condensed into the liquid form. Similarly, in the enthalpy entropy diagram also discuss here 1 to 2 where the isentropic compression is taking place in the pump. 2 to 3 is the constant pressure heating, and the 3 to 4 is the isentropic expansion in the turbine. 4 to 1 is the constant pressure condensation process. These processes are describing in the enthalpy entropy diagram. These are given in the literature form also. 1 to 2 isentropic compression in the pump. Second is the 2 to 3 constant pressure heat addition in the boiler. 3 to 4 is the isentropic expansion in the turbine. 4 to 1 is the constant pressure heat reaction in a condenser. This is the temperature entropy diagram in which the different processes are showing here. 1 to 2 is the process, compression process. This is the ideal process. And the dotted line showing the saturation curve for the both condition, for the water and for the vapor, and the critical point is achieved where the saturated water and vapor line both are closed and meet at a single point. Boiler, here it is a heating of water is taking place, converted into the steam form, and after that the steam is superheated in the superheater, and from the superheater steam it will be expanded into the turbine into the isentropically manner. 4 to 1 is the condensation of the steam is taking place at the constant pressure, and finally 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression in the pump. This is the total working in the temperature entropy diagram. The cycle encountered in the actual device are difficult to analyze because of the presence of the complicated effect, such a fraction and the absence of the sufficient time for the establishment of the equilibrium condition during the cycle. This is the practical difficulties which is occurring in the Rankine cycle. The actual Weber power cycle different from the ideal Rankine cycle as a result of the irreversibility in the various components, such that the turbine and the pump not in a actual case having the 100% efficiency. That's why the efficiency, when the efficiency is not 100%, the component will work in the actual condition, and the fluid friction and the heat loss to the surroundings are the two common sources of the irreversibility. Therefore वहाँ पे जो fluid friction और heat losses हो रहा है surrounding की तरह, these are the two common sources of the irreversibilities. The fluid friction causes a pressure drop in the boiler, the condenser and the piping between the various components. Also, the pressure at the turbine inlet is somewhat lower than that at the boiler exit due to the pressure drop in the connecting pipes. To compensate for these pressure drops, the water must be pumped to a sufficiently high pressure than the ideal cycle. This requires a large pump and large work input to the pump. तो फ्लूइड फ्रिक्शन के कारण जो प्रेशर ड्रॉप हो रहा है बॉयलर के अंदर, द कंडेंसर एंड द पंपिंग बिटवीन द वेरियस कंपोनेंट, आल्सो द प्रेशर एट द टरबाइन इनलेट इज समवॉट lower than that at the boiler exit due to the pressure drop in the connecting pipes. That's why the large work input is required for the pumping purpose. HS diagram of the actual Rankine cycle where the dotted line showing the due to the fractional losses, the dotted line showing the actual process of the compressor or the pump. And similarly in the turbine cases, 3 to 4 is the actual turbine work, and the more work is obtained here the 3 to 4 does, but in the actual case here it is obtained in the dotted line showing the 3 to 4. The efficiency of the Rankine cycle can be increased by the expanding the steam in the turbine in the two stages, more than two stages, and reheating in between. यदि टरबाइन की वहाँ पे efficiency बढ़ानी है या बोलना चाहिए पावर प्लांट की efficiency बढ़ानी है, तो उसके लिए आपको reheating करनी पड़ेगी और expansion more than two stages में करना पड़ेगा. And the reheating is the practical solution to the excessive moisture problem in the turbine. Reheating जो एक practical solution है जो कि moisture problem को turbine में से दूर करता है. The ideal reheat Rankine cycle differs from the simple ideal Rankine cycle in that the expansion process takes place in two stages. In the first stage, the high pressure turbine steam is expanded isentropically to an intermediate pressure and sent back to the boiler where it is reheated at a constant pressure, usually to the inlet temperature of the first turbine stage. Second, steam then expanded isentropically in the second stage to the condenser pressure. This is the diagram, Rankine cycle with the single reheat 1 to 2. This is the process is showing compressor work in the pump, and after that there is a heating process is done. 3 to 5 is the expansion in the first stage turbine, 5 to 6 is the reheating, 6 to 7 is the expansion in the second stage turbine. After that, the 7 to 1 is the condensation of the steam taking place up to the saturated water condition. Similarly, in the enthalpy entropy diagram, it is showing here 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression in the pump, and the 2 to 3 is the heating constant pressure in the boiler side. 3 to 5 is the first stage expansion in the turbine, low pressure turbine. 5 to 6 is the reheating done at a constant pressure is the ideal case. 6 to 7 is the second stage turbine expansion, and finally 7 to 1, this is the constant pressure heat reaction taking place at the condenser sides. This is showing the diagram Rankine cycle with the single heat. This is the layout of a typical steam power plant. First is the air handling, where it is supplying by the boiler and the economizer side. Air heater, it is supplying from the boiler and the economizer side. Low pressure heater, high pressure heater, which is a requirement as per the requirement. It is installed. Fuel is supplied to the boiler, where it is combustion of fuel taking place for the heating of water, converting into the steam form. From the boiler and the economizer, the steam will going into the turbine sides, and after the turbine expansion of the steam taking place in the steam will going into the condenser side where it is condensed into the liquid form, and the from turbine there is a energy produced by the alternator or the generator side and supplied to the there is a transformer where the mechanical energy converted into the electrical energy, and after that the electrical energy will be supplied to the required place. And the condenser, the cooling tower is installed here behind the condenser side for supplying the cooling water to condense of the steam in the liquid form. After the condensate in the condenser sides, the steam will be going into the condenser water pump where it is pumped back to the HP heater, and after that it is a HP heater. The liquid water is pumped back to the boiler feed into the boiler sides for the LP heater because of the if the requirement is not required for the heating of the sufficient water, that means low pressure heater is required for producing the heated water and supply to the boiler and the economizer device. And the chimney is installing here for the escaping of the exhaust gases to the atmosphere. This is a typical layout of a steam power plant. The different types of the system and the components used in the steam power plant are as follows: cool handling system, high pressure boiler, air heater, economizer, superheater, feed heater, pumping systems, feed water purification plants, condenser and the cooling towers, draft system, prime mover, alternator, NS and dust handling system. The flow circuit of a thermal power plant consists of the following known circuit, that is the feed water and the steam flow circuit. This is the describing, and the cool and the air circuit. Third is the air and the gas circuit. Fourth is the cooling water circuit. This is the feed water and the steam flow circuit. This is the first system where the feed water and the steam flow is describing in the diagram or in the layout. This is the boiler, reheater, HP turbine, intermediate turbine, low pressure turbine. After that, more than one stage is in the expansion turbine taking place. The steam will go into the condenser side. Condensate is collected from the sides through the water pump, pumping into the HP heater, and after that, it will going into the boiler feed pump, and after that, it will supply to the LP heater, and finally, it is supplied to the boiler unit. This is the arrangement where the feed water and steam flow circuit is defined well manner. And after that, the expansion in the low pressure turbine, the power is collected in this side through the alternator, and the alternator is converting of the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. This is the major component and their function. What is the major component? Major component, that is the boiler. Boiler has the function to convert water into steam. The process of change of water to the vapor done by the heating of boiler, heating the water in the pipes with the heat from the burning of the fuel, and combustion process carried out continuously in the combustion chamber with the fuel and air flow from the outside. The resulting steam is the superheat steam, which have the high temperature and the high pressure. Steam production quantity is dependent on the surface area of the heat transfer flow rate and the heat of combustion is given. Boiler constructions consisting of the water-filled pipes called water tube boilers. Coal mills in a water power plant, pulverized coal is used. Once pulverized, coal mills are employed for the crushing the coal into the powder form. This increases the efficiency of the boiler, and hence the efficiency of the plant can be increased. Boiler feed pump. Boiler is to feed the water to be steamed in the boiler of a thermal power plant. Condensate water to be coming from the condenser, and the makeup water coming from the water treatment plant and the tubator, forming to total feed water. This is the fundamental about the कंपोनेंट्स अबाउट ऑफ ए स्टीम पावर प्लांट. तो आपका बॉयलर आपको हो गया, यहाँ पे कोल मिल हो गया, कोल मिल के बाद बॉयलर फीड पंप हो गया. देन मूव टू द इकोनोमाइजर. इट इज़ अ डिवाइस which is using for the feeding the water. It is a feed water heater, just like a feed water heater, deriving the heat from the flue gases. That is taking of the heat from the flue gases. The justifiable cost of the economizer depends on the total gain in the efficiency. In turn, this depends on the flue gases temperature, leaving the boiler and the feed water in a temperature. And finally, a steam turbine, it will working to the change the heat energy obtained in the steam into the rotary motion. Steam with the high pressure and the temperature were directed to push the turbine blades mounted on the shaft so that the shaft rotates. Due to the performed work on the turbine, the pressure and the temperature of steam coming into the turbine down to a saturated vapor. This steam then flow to the condenser while the rotary power is used to turn a generator. Today, almost all type of the steam turbine as a type of the condensing turbine. तो condensing turbine जो रहती है वो स्टीम टरबाइन में काउंट होती है, बोलना चाहिए स्टीम टरबाइन ज़्यादातर कंडेंसिंग टाइप की नेचर की रहती है. एयर प्रीहीटर, the flue gases coming out of the economizer is used to preheat the air before supplying it to the combustion chamber. जितनी भी फ्लू गैसेस हैं इकोनोमाइजर से निकल के आ रही हैं, एयर को प्रीहीट करने का काम करती हैं बिफोर सप्लाइंग इट टू द कंबशन चैम्बर. एन इंक्रीज इन एयर टेम्परेचर ऑफ द 20 डिग्री कैन बी अचीव बाय दिस मेथड. तो एयर टेम्परेचर 20 डिग्री अचीव करने के बाद ये चीज़ें शामिल होती हैं. द प्री हीटेड एयर इज यूज फॉर द कंबशन एंड ऑल्सो टू ड्राई द क्रस्ट कोल बिफोर द पल्वराइजिंग. जितनी भी प्री हीटेड एयर है उसका इस्तेमाल करते हैं कंबशन के लिए और ड्राई और क्रस्ट करने के लिए कोल को बिफोर द पल्वराइजिंग प्रोसेस. Soot blowers, this is another type of the device. The fuel used in the thermal power plants was soot and this is a deposit on the boiler tubes, economizer tubes, air preheater. This drastically reduce the amount of the heat transfer of the heat exchangers. तो ये एक प्रकार से बोलना चाहिए जैसे कि जंग लगती है वैसे ही इसी प्रकार से ये स्केल फॉर्मेशन की प्रोसेस रहती है जो कि डिवाइसेस में इकट्ठा हो जाती है, बॉयलर ट्यूब्स में, इकोनोमाइजर्स में, एयर प्रीहीटर में, जो कि हीट ट्रांसफर रेट को रिड्यूस कर देती है. लेमिनार सब लेयर टाइप की बन जाती है जो कि हीट ट्रांसफर रेट को कम कर देती है. यदि हीट ट्रांसफर रेट कम हो जाएगा तो उससे कॉरस्पॉन्डिंगली जो प्लांट एफिशिएंसी है वो भी कम हो जाएगी. सूट ब्लोअर्स कंट्रोल्स द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सूट्स एंड द रिड्यूस इट्स कोरोसिव इफेक्ट्स. तो सूट ब्लोअर्स इसके लिए लगाए जाते हैं ताकि उनके फॉर्मेशन के सूट्स के फॉर्मेशन को, लेमिनार लेयर के फॉर्मेशन को हम कंट्रोल कर सकें ताकि उससे जो कोरोसिव इफेक्ट है उसको हम बचा सकें. So the type of the soot blowers are the fixed type, which may be of the further classified into the land type and the mass type. जितने भी सूट ब्लोअर होते हैं या तो आपके लैंड टाइप के होते हैं, फिक्स टाइप के होते हैं या तो मास टाइप के होते हैं, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइप ऑफ द स्प्रे एंड द नोजल यूज. किस तरह का स्प्रे यूज किया जा रहा है, किस तरह का नोजल यूज किया जा रहा है, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. द अदर टाइप ऑफ द सूट ब्लोअर इज द रिट्रेचेबल सूट ब्लोअर. तो जो अदर टाइप के सूट ब्लोअर होते हैं रिट्रैक्टेबल टाइप के होते हैं. कंडेंसर का इस्तेमाल पावर प्लांट में पावर एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाने के लिए होता है पावर प्लांट की, by decreasing the exhaust pressure of the steam below the atmosphere. Another advantage of the condenser is that the steam condensed may be recovered to provide a source of good pure feed water to the boiler and reduce the water softening capacity to a considerable extent. So this is the main function of the condenser, where it is the steam will be condensed to the liquid form and supplied to the again boiler by the pump. The condenser is the one of the essential component of a power plant. Condenser जो होता है पावर प्लांट के लिए essential component में काउंट होता है. Cooling tower, the importance of the cooling tower is felt when the cooling water from the condenser has to be cooled. The cooling water after the condensing the steam will becomes the hot and it to be cooled as it belongs to a closed system. Cooling water जो है सप्लाई किया जाता है कंडेंसिंग पर्पस के लिए, जो कि हॉट और कोल्ड फ्लूइड के बीच में काम करता है, उसको कूल किया जाता है, जो कि क्लोज सिस्टम में काम करता है. द कूलिंग टावर डू द जॉब ऑफ डिक्रीजिंग द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द कूलिंग वाटर आफ्टर कंडेंसिंग द स्टीम इन द टर्बाइन. तो कूलिंग टावर का जो जॉब रहता है वो कंडेंसिंग करने का रहता है स्टीम को, एंड आफ्टर द कंडेंसिंग स्टीम विल बी जो लिक्विड फॉर्म में स्टीम कलेक्टेड होता है कंडेंसेट के रूप में उसको बॉयलर साइड पे भेज दिया जाता है. द टाइप ऑफ द कूलिंग टावर used in the combustion power plant was in the inline induced drop cross flow tower. तो जितना भी कूलिंग टावर है वो कंबशन पावर प्लांट में यूज किया था इंड्यूस ड्राफ्ट टाइप का. एंड दिस टावर प्रोवाइड्स ए हॉरिजॉन्टल एयर फ्लो एज द वाटर फॉल डाउन द टावर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द स्मॉल ड्रॉपलेट्स. The fan centered at the top of units draw air through two cells, then are paired to a suction chamber partitioned beneath the fan. The outstanding feature of this tower is lower air static pressure loss, as there is a less resistance to the airflow. The evaporation and the effective cooling of air is greater when the air outside is warmer and the drier than when it is cold and the already saturated. Superheater consists of the superheater header and the superheater elements. Steam from the main steam pipes arrives at the saturated steam chamber of the superheater header and is fed into the superheated steam arrives back at the superheated steam chamber of the superheater header and fed into the steam pipe to the cylinders. सुपरहीटेड स्टीम इज द मोर एक्सपांसिव। जितनी भी ये सुपरहीटेड स्टीम रहती है ज़्यादा महंगी पड़ती है क्योंकि उसको गर्म करने के लिए ज़्यादा हीट की रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ती है। रीहीटर फंक्शन सिमिलर टू superheater in that it serves to elevate the steam temperature. Primary steam is supplied to the high pressure turbine. After passing through the high pressure turbine, the steam is returned to the steam generator for reheating in a reheater, after which it is sent to the low pressure turbine. A second reheat cycle may also be provided. Draft system to overcome the resistance offered by the pipelines, air ducts, fuel beds, dampers, chimneys for the flow of the air, flue gases. Draft system is required in the thermal power plant. Normally, FD fan, ID fan, and the chimney facilitate this function. FD fan provides air from the atmosphere to the boiler with the positive pressure, whereas the ID fan along with chimney sucks in air and waste gases from the boiler to the atmosphere. Turbo alternator. In a thermal power plant, turbo alternator is usually coupled unit of steam turbine and the electrical generator. Steam turbine rotates with the help of the superheated steam expanded from the high pressure and the high temperature. As the turbine rotates, alternator also rotates, give rise to the generation rotor and the unit of any power plant. In this unit, the generation of electricity is done. It is mechanically coupled with the turbine so that when the turbine rotates, it also rotates. The speed of the generator is given by, that is capital N is equal to 120 into F divided by P RPM. Alternator cooling system. In the thermal power plant, the large amount of heat is generated in the winding due to the copper and the eddy current losses. So that's why there are the two methods of the cooling system, open circuit and the closed circuit method. For low capacity generator, open circuit cooling system is employed in which atmospheric air is passed through the one sides and sucked out from the another sides. For the medium capacity generators, closed circuit cooling system is employed in which same air is passed again and again after cooling it. In case of high capacity generators, some same closed circuit cooling system is employed only with the difference of air is replaced with the oxygen. Finally, the overall efficiency of the thermal plant is given by overall efficiency equal to boiler efficiency 80 to 90% multiplied by the turbine efficiency 25 to 35% into the alternative efficiency 94 to 99%. Overall efficiency whenever the multiplied there is a 19% to 32%. Okay, there is a overall efficiency which is obtained by the boiler efficiency, turbine efficiency, and the alternative efficiency. It will be multiplied by all the, it is come to the overall efficiency 19% to 32%. Protection of the turbo alternators. Being one of the expensive part in the power plant, alternator must be protected from the faults which may be either in stator or rotor and other abnormal conditions. Some of the protections provided are as follows: fault in the windings protections, overload protections, overheating of the windings or the bearings, overspeed protections. These are the protections of the turbo alternators. Loss of excitation protection, motoring operation protection, in a diverter in a license, single phase or unbalanced current protections, out of step operating protections, sub-synchronized oscillating protections, earth fault protections. This is the excitation system. Alternator control both power and voltage with two different control loops. The control of input are called the MW frequency control loop. It is also known as a load frequency control or the automatic load frequency control or automatic generation control. Second control loop is a MVAR control loop or the excitation control loop. Excitation system control the terminal voltage of the generator and the reactive power generation. It also responds to the system disturbances. For satisfactory operation of the system, it must fulfill the following requirement: meeting specified response criteria, providing limiting and the protective functions, flexible operations, reliability and availability, The excitation system can be categorized based on the supply events such as the excitations, AC excitations and the static excitations. AC excitation is the more commonly used now. This is the generator control loops diagram where the power controller, valve control, PF controller, control valve, turbine, speed sensor, comparators, QV controller, exciter, alternator, comparator, voltage sensor, frequency sensor and the comparator were installed, and this is the line diagram where it is connected to the each other and showing the working directly. Another diagram of the functional in an excited control system in which the reference, regulator, exciters, and after that going into the alternator. And if the uh, proper functioning is done, there will be a chances of limiters and the protective circuits will be installed, terminal voltage transducer and the load compensator. And after that, if there is any type of the losses or any type of the not working properly going into the regulator side, and after that this is a reference system that is called a power system stabilizer. जैसे घरों के अंदर वोल्टेज यदि फ्लक्चुएट होता है उसके लिए स्टेबलाइजर लगा दिया जाता है, तो वैसे ही यहाँ पे पावर सिस्टम स्टेबलाइजर लगा दिए गए हैं जो कि सारी चीज़ों को मैनेज करता है, लिमिटेटर्स को भी मैनेज करेगा, टर्मिनल वोल्टेज ट्रांसड्यूसर को भी मैनेज करेगा, हर एक चीज़ को वो मैनेज करता है. दिस इज़ द प्रोसेस एक्साइटिंग सिस्टम जो कि स्टीम पावर प्लांट में इस्तेमाल होता है. ये मैनुअल कंट्रोल भी है, ऑक्सिलरी इनपुट भी है, और इसकी वर्किंग जो रहती है आर्मेचर के साथ जो फील्ड बनती है मैग्नेटिक फील्ड उसके द्वारा पूरी संचालित होती है, और आर्मेचर से ट्रांसड्यूसर चलता है और ट्रांसड्यूसर से रेगुलेटर में आता है, रेगुलेटर से मैनुअल कंट्रोल भी होता है और ऑक्सिलरी इनपुट भी होते हैं. 3 फेज जो एसी है वो यहाँ पे आपका आर्मेचर के थ्रू रहता है. Governing system. Governing is the procedure of monitoring and controlling the flow rate of steam into the turbine with the objective of maintaining its speed of rotation as constant. Governing जो एक procedure है monitoring और controlling करने का flow rate of steam को turbine के अंदर with the objective of maintaining its speed of rotation as constant. The flow rate of steam is the monitor and the controlled by the interposing valve between the boiler and the turbine. जितनी भी स्टीम का फ्लो रेट है वो मॉनिटर होता है, कंट्रोल किया जाता है इंटरपोजिंग वॉल्व के द्वारा बिटवीन द बॉयलर एंड द टरबाइन, डिपेंडिंग upon the particular method of the adopted for the control of steam flow rate. Different types of the governing method are being the practices. This is the types of the governing process: nozzle governing, bypass governing, combination governing, flywheel speed governing. The main parts of the governing system are the speed governor, amplifier, speed changer, and the linkage mechanism. This is the flywheel governing diagram showing the flywheel: sleeve, lever, fulcrum, steam, main valve, turbine, variable gears, exhausted. Advantage: the fuel is used is the quite cheap, less initial cost. It can be installed at any place. The coal can be transported. It requires the less space. The cost of generation is less than that of a diesel power plants. Disadvantage: it pollutes the atmosphere due to the production of the large amount of smoke and the fumes. It is costlier in running cost as compared to the hydroelectric power plant. Transportation of the fuel is one of the major difficulties for the plants located away from the coal fields. Life of the plant is hardly 3 to 4 decades compared to the hydropower plant 1 to 2 in centuries. So this is the today lecture.
सर अटेंडेंस हो गई?
भी कर रहे हैं, एक बार और कर रहे हैं. मैं शुरू से बोलता जा रहा हूँ.